It's still my birthday. Hey, next bowl game, Tuesday, December 29th, the Baylor Bears are giving 3 to the UNC Tar Heels in the Russell Athletic Bowl. Wait. The Baylor Bears are giving 3? Is there something I don't know about this game? Are the Baylor Bears playing the Tar Heels basketball team, who I still think could beat them at that point? The Bears are so beat up. Or maybe the Baylor Bears found a loophole where, given their name as the Bears, they can start an actual Bear in place of their current QB, who last I saw was a receiver, Lynx Hawthorne, in the Texas game after Chris Johnson got his bell rung, with an actual Bear. Because if they started with an actual Bear, that Bear could walk down the field and maybe maul the UNC Tar Heels defense, because that's the only way on Wednesday morning you're going to read about Bears killing the Tar Heels. It's not going to happen, because otherwise they're probably starting that kid, Chris Johnson, who's a good kid, but last year he was playing wide receiver, and now you're going to put him under center on a team that lives and dies with his QB. Well, when you're starting a guy that was throwing passes last year instead of catching them, believe me, Baylor fans, I'm sorry, but you are dying. And yes, I know what you're saying. Backup Jason Stidham is going to suit up. He probably won't play, but maybe he can in a pinch. Who cares if he plays? Because Daddy is about to drop some stats on you that will make this bet simple. You ready? Yes, Baylor's offense ranks 3rd in the nation, and they average 48 points per game even, right? But that stat has dropped drastically since they lost starter Seth Russell at QB. Because with him, they went 7-0, and you ready for this? We're averaging 61 points a game. But since they lost him under Stidham and company, Johnson and even that Lynx Hawthorne guy, you ready for this? They've averaged, you ready, 29.6 points per game. That is a ridiculously huge drop. It's a little more than half. You're cutting their scoring in half. And you think Chris Johnson, a guy that was throwing balls rather than that was catching balls rather than throwing them a year ago, is going to help? I'm sorry. And it doesn't help that he's without another guy that was receiver last year and this year, Corey Coleman. You know, the kid that led the nation, in probably the top receiver. He was definitely the number 1 Heisman candidate at receiver. 74 receptions, 1,363 yards, and 20 TDs. 20 TDs? That's 19 more TDs than any QB on the Bears roster will ever throw in their lifetime right now, okay? And now you're going to tell me this offense is going to try and keep pace with a Tar Heel offense that's pretty impressive. They're not only averaging 41 points a game, but in that same 5, the span where they dropped down on Baylor, theirs went up, and they were averaging over 47 points their last game. I love that. Now you couple that with the fact that the only game tape they've been watching isn't so much the Baylor Bears, but that game against Clemson where the referee somehow found a way to call an offsides on that onside kick. Stop it. That is going to be all the motivation they need. That's all QB Marquise Wilson will need with his nearly 3,000 yards and 21 TDs. Not to mention, if those numbers don't impress you, how about the other times when he would rush for 867 yards and 11 TDs? Not to mention they have running back Elijah Hood, who's not too shabby with his 1,300 plus yards and 17 TDs. So my point is this: Baylor will not be able to start an actual Bear, regardless of what you may believe me saying because you've been drinking like Daddy. But trust me, someone is going to get mauled in this game, all right? I'm telling you right now, take the Tar Heels and the points you're getting. That's Geno's take. Still my birthday.